Hello everyone, my name is Saad and I welcome you in Knowledge Builder, Microsoft Azure Storage. The storage component of Windows Azure represents a durable store in the cloud. Windows Azure allows developers to store tables, blobs, and message queues. The storage can be accessed through HTTP. You can also create our own client. Although Windows Azure SDK provides a client library for accessing the storage, in this chapter, we will learn how to create a Windows Azure Storage account and use it for storing data. Creating Azure Storage account. Step 1. When you log into your Azure account, you can find storage under Data Services. Step 2. Click on Quick Create, and it will ask for account name. You can see there are 4 options in the Replication dropdown. A copy of the data is kept so that it is durable and available at high speed. It is retained even in case of hardware failure. Let's see what these options mean. Locally redundant storage copy of the data is created in the same region where storage account is created. There are 3 copies of each request made against the data that resides on separate domains. Zone redundant storage available for blobs only. Copy of the data is created on separate facilities, either in the same region or across 2 regions. The advantage is that even if there is failure on one facility, the data still can be retained. 3 copies of data are created. One more advantage is that data can be read from a secondary location. Geo-redundant storage backward (COPY) is created in a different region, which means data is retained even if there is a failure in the complete region. The numbers of copies of data created are 6 in this case. Read access geo-redundant storage. This option allows reading of data from a secondary location when data on the primary location is not available. The number of copies created is 6. The main advantage here is that availability of data can be maximized. There are different price plans for each replication option, and the local redundant is the cheapest of them all. So, choosing the replication of data depends on the cost and individual requirements. Storage account endpoints. Step 1. Click on the storage account. It will take you to the next screen. Step 2. Click on Dashboard from top horizontal menu. Here you can see 4 items under Services. You can create blobs, tables, queues, and files in this storage account. There will a unique URL for each object. For example, here account name is tutorials point, then the default URL for blob is https://tutorials.blob.core.windows.net. Similarly, replace blob with table, queue, and file in the URL to get the respective URLs. To access an object in the location is appended in the URL. For example, http://tutorialspoint.blob.core.windows.net/c ONTAINER1/B/LOB1. Generating an access key. Access key is used to authenticate the access to the storage account. 2 access keys are provided in order to access the account without interrupting it in case one key has to be regenerated. To get the access keys, click on Manage Access Keys in your storage account. The following screen will come up. Managing data to Azure Storage. How can you upload or download data to Azure Store? There are many ways to do it, but it can't be done within the Azure portal itself. You will have to either create your own application or use an already built tool. There are many tools available for accessing the data in an Explorer that can be accessed by clicking on Storage Explorer under Get the Tools in your Azure Storage account. Alternatively, an application can also be built using Software Development Kit (SDK) available in Windows Azure Portal. Using the PowerShell commands is also an option to upload data. PowerShell is a command line application that facilitates administering and managing the Azure storage. Preset commands are used for different tasks to manage the storage. You can install PowerShell by going to Downloads on the following screen in your account. You will find it under Command Line Tools. There are specific commands for each task. You can manage your storage account, create a new account, and create a container. Additionally, blobs, tables, queues, messages can also be managed using PowerShell. Microsoft Azure Blobs. Let us first understand what a blob is. The word blob expands to binary large object. Blobs include images, text files, videos, and audios. There are 3 types of blobs in the service offered by Windows Azure, namely block, append, and page blobs. Block blobs are collection of individual blocks with unique block ID. The block blobs allow the users to upload large amount of data. Append blobs are optimized blocks that helps in making the operations efficient. Page blobs are compilation of pages. They allow random read and write operations. While creating a blob, if the type is not specified, they are set to block type by default. All the blobs must be inside a container in your storage. Here is how to create a container in Azure Storage. Create a container. Step 1. Go to Azure portal and then in your storage account. Step 2. Create a container by clicking Create New Container as shown in following image. There are 3 options in the Access dropdown, which sets the permission of who can access the blobs. Private option will let only the account owner to access it. Public container will allow anonymous access to all the contents of that container. Public blob option will set open access to blob, but won't allow access to the container. Upload a blob using PowerShell. Step 1. Go to Windows PowerShell in the taskbar and right-click. Choose Run ICE as administrator. Step 2. Following command will let you access your account. You have to change the fields highlighted in all the commands. $context equals new Azure Storage context storage account name tutorials point storage account key. Use needed plus CHFHT9XHL65R KKFWJ W4FHV0 Ilvweti plus XTZFY76 Jubst plus Mutenkuchsu NR plus 1 PQBJJ RDO02 plus A equals. Step 3. Run the following command. This will get you the details of your Azure account. This will make sure that your subscription is all set. Get Azure subscription. Step 4. Run the following command to upload your file. Set Azure Storage blob content blob montiorlog.png container images file. Pictures monitorlog.png context $context force. Step 5. To check if the file is uploaded, run the following command. Get Azure Storage blob container $container name context $ctx select name. Download a blob. Step 1. Set the directory where you want to download the file. Local target directory equals C. User Sahel downloads. Step 2. Download it. Blob name equals montiorlog.png get Azure Storage blob content blob blob name. Container container name destination local target directory context $ctx. Remember the following. All command names and file names are case sensitive. Commands should be in one line or should be continued in the next line by appending in the preceding line. Continuation character in PowerShell. Manage blobs using Azure Storage Explorer. Managing blobs is pretty simple using Azure Storage Explorer interface, as it is just like Windows Files and Folder Explorer. You can create a new container, upload blobs, see them in a listed format, and download them. Moreover, you can copy them to a secondary location in a very simple manner with this interface. The following image makes the process clear. As can be seen, once an account is added, we can select it from the dropdown and get going. It makes operating Azure Storage very easy. Microsoft Azure Queues. In the common language used by developers, a queue is a data structure used to store data which follows first in first out rule. A data item can be inserted from back of the queue while it is retrieved from front. Azure queues are a very similar concept that is used to store the messages in a queue. A sender sends the message and a client receives and processes them. A message has few attributes attached to it, for example expiry time. A client usually processes and deletes the message. Windows Azure Service lets the message to be stored for 7 days, and later it gets deleted automatically if it is not deleted by the client. There can be one sender and one client, or one sender and many clients, or many sender and many clients. There are 2 services offered by Windows Azure for message queues. This chapter covers Windows Azure Queue. The other service is called Service Bus Queue. Decoupling the components is one of the advantages of message queue services. It runs in an asynchronous environment where messages can be sent among the different components of an application. Thus, it provides an efficient solution for managing workflows and tasks. For example, a message to complete a task is sent from the front end of the application and is received by a back-end worker, who then completes the task and deletes the message. Considerations. The messages in the storage queue are not replicated anywhere. That means there is only one copy of your message. The maximum number of messages that can be processed are 20,000. The maximum size of a message can be 64 KB. Managing queues using PowerShell. Create a queue. Step 1. Right-click on Windows PowerShell in the taskbar. Choose Run ICE as administrator. Step 2. Run the following command to access your account. Please replace the highlighted part for your account. $context equals new Azure Storage context storage account name tutorials point storage account key. Use needed plus CHFHT9XHL65R KKFWJ W4FHV0 Ilvweti plus XTZFY76 Jubst plus Mutenkuchsu NR plus 1 PQBJJ RDO02 plus A equals. Step 3. Specify the storage account in which you want to create a queue. Set Azure subscription name Business Park current storage account tutorials point. Step 4. Create a queue. $QName equals this is Aqua. $Q equals new Azure Storage Equa name $QName context $CTX. Retrieve a Q. $QName equals this is Aqua. $Q equals get Azure Storage Equa name $QName context $CTX. Delete a Q. $QName equals this is Aqua. Remove Azure Storage Equa name $QName context $CTX. Insert a message into a queue. Step 1. Log into your account. $context equals new Azure Storage context storage account name tutorials point storage account key. Use neeged plus CHFHT9XHL65R KKFWJ Y W4FHV0 Ilavweti plus XTZFY76 Jubst plus Mutankuchsu NR plus 1 PQBJJ RDO02 plus A equals. Step 2. Specify the storage account you want to use. Set Azure subscription name Business Park current storage account tutorials point. Step 3. Retrieve the queue and then insert the message. $QName equals Miqua. $Q equals get Azure Storage Equa name $QName context $CTX. If $Q na $null. $Q message equals new object type name Microsoft.windowsazure.storage.q.cloudpo message. Argumentalist my message is this. $Q.cloudq.a DDMESSA GE $Q message. The if condition in the script above checks if the queue specified exists or not. Dequa next message from queue. Step 1. First connect to your account and specify the storage account by running the commands as shown in the above steps. Step 2. Retrieve the queue. $QName equals Miqua. $Q equals get Azure Storage Equa name $QName context $CTX. $invisiblet amount equals system.timespan FROMSECONDS10. Step 3. Dequa the next message. $Q message equals $Q.cloudq.g ETMESSA GE $invisiblet amount. Step 4. Delete the dequeued message. $Q.cloudq.d ELETEMESSA GE $Q message. Managing queues using Azure Storage Explorer. Step 1. Select the storage account from the dropdown at the top right. Accounts will be displayed if you have added them during your previous use. If not, you can add account, and it will ask for your credentials. After signing in, you will be logged into your account in Azure Storage Explorer. Step 2. You can add a new queue by selecting queues from the left panel and clicking new as shown in the following image. Step 3. Enter the name of queue, and it is created in your storage account. Step 4. Add and delete the messages by selecting the queue in the left panel. Microsoft Azure Tables. Storing a table does not mean relational database here. Azure Storage can store just a table without any foreign keys or any other kind of relation. These tables are highly scalable and ideal for handling large amount of data. Tables can be stored and queried for large amount of data. The relational database can be stored using SQL Data Services, which is a separate service. The three main parts of service are tables, entities, properties. For example, if book is an entity, its properties will be id, title, publisher, author, etc. Table will be created for a collection of entities. There can be 252 custom properties and 3 system properties. An entity will always have system properties which are partition key, row key and timestamp. Timestamp is system generated, but you will have to specify the partition key and row key while inserting data into the table. The example below will make it clearer. Table name and property name is case sensitive, which should always be considered while creating a table. How to manage tables using PowerShell. Step 1. Download and install Windows PowerShell as discussed previously in the tutorial. Step 2. Right-click on Windows PowerShell, choose Pin to Taskbar to pin it on the taskbar of your computer. Step 3. Choose Run ICE as administrator. Creating a table. Step 1. Copy the following commands and paste into the screen. Replace the highlighted text with your account. Step 2. Login into your account. $storage account name equals mstorage account. $storage account key equals mstorage key. $CTX equals new Azure Storage context. $storage account name storage account key. $storage account key. Step 3. Create a new table. $tab name equals mutable name. New Azure Storageable name. $tab name context. $CTX. The following image shows a table being created by the name of book. You can see that it is given the following endpoint as a result. https://tutorials.table.core.windows.net/book. Similarly, you can retrieve, delete and insert data into the table using preset commands in PowerShell. Retrieve table. $tab name equals book, get Azure storageable name $tab name context $CTX, delete table, $tab name equals book, remove Azure storageable name $tab name context $CTX, insert rows into table, function add entity, cmlet binding, PARAM, $table, string $partition key, string $row-key, string $title, int $id, string $publisher, string $author, $entity equals new object type name Microsoft.windowsazure.storage.table.dynamic-double-entity, $entity.properties.add title, $title, $entity.properties.add id, $id, $entity.properties.add publisher, $publisher, $entity.properties.add author, $author, $result equals, $table.cloudable.execute, Microsoft.windowsazure.storage.table.table operation, insert $entity, $storage account name equals tutorials point, $storage account key equals, get Azure Storage key storage account name $storage account name, $CTX equals new Azure Storage context $storage account name storage account key, $storage account key .primary, $table name equals book, $table equals get Azure storageable name $table name context $CTX error action ignore, number add multiple entities to a table, add entity table $table partition key P, A, RTITI, O, N1 row-key ROW1 title.netted 1, publisher app author abc, add entity table $table partition key P, A, RTITI, O, N2 row-key ROW2 title Java id2, publisher app author abc, add entity table $table partition key P, A, RTITI, O, N3 row-key ROW3 title PHP id3, publishers is authors is, add entity table $table partition key P, A, RTITI, O, N4 row-key ROW4 title SQL id4, publishers is authors is, retrieve table data, $storage account name equals tutorials point, $storage account key equals, get Azure Storage key storage account name $storage account name, $CTX equals new Azure Storage context storage account name $storage account name, storage account key $storage account key .primary, $table name equals book, number get a reference to a table, $table equals get Azure storageable name $table name context $CTX, number create a table query, $query equals new object Microsoft.windowsazure.storage.table.table query, number define columns to select, $list equals new object system.collections.generic.list string, $list.add row key, $list.add id, $list.add title, $list.add publisher, $list.add author, number set query details, $query.filter string equals, idgt0, $query.select columns equals, $list, $query.take count equals 20, number execute the query, $entities equals, $table.cloudable.e, executequi $query, number display entity properties with the table format, $entities format table partition key, row-key at label equals title, expression equals $.p, ROPERT, s title.string value at label equals id, expression equals $.p, ROPERT, sid.int32 value at label equals publisher, expression equals $.p, ROPERT, s publisher.string value at label equals author, expression equals $.p, ROPERT, s author.string value, auto size, delete rows from table, $storage account name equals tutorials point, $storage account key equals, get Azure Storage key storage account name $storage account name, $CTX equals new Azure Storage context storage account name $storage account name, storage account key, $storage account key .primary, number retrieve the table, $table name equals book, $table equals get Azure storageable name $table name context $CTX error action, ignore, number if the table exists start deleting its entities, if $table ni $null, number together the partition key and row key uniquely identify every number entity within a table, $table result equals, $table.cloudable.execute, Microsoft.Windows Azure Storage Table operation. RETRIEVEP A RTITION1 ROW1 $entity equals $table result. If $entity null $table.cloudable.execute Microsoft.Windows Azure Storage Table operation. DLETE $entity. The above script will delete the first row from the table, as you can see that we have specified P, A, RTITI, O, N1 and ROW1 in the script. After you are done with deleting the row, you can check the result by running the script for retrieving rows. There you will see that the first row is deleted. While running these commands, please ensure that you have replaced the account name with your account name, account key with your account key. How to manage table using Azure Storage Explorer. Step 1. Log in into your Azure account and go to your storage account. Step 2. Click on the link Storage Explorer as shown in purple circle in the following image. Step 3. Choose Azure Storage Explorer for Windows from a list. It is a free tool that you can download and install on your computer. Step 4. Run this program on your computer and click Add Account button at the top. Step 5. Enter storage account name and storage account key and click Test Access. The buttons are encircled in following image. Step 6. If you already have any tables in storage, you will see in the left panel under Tables. You can see the rows by clicking on them. Create a table. Step 1. Click on New and enter the table name as shown in the following image. Insert row into table. Step 1. Click on New. Step 2. Enter field name. Step 3. Select data type from dropdown and enter field value. Step 4. To see the rows created, click on the table name in the left panel. Azure Storage Explorer is very basic and easy interface to manage tables. You can easily create, delete, upload, and download tables using this interface. This makes the tasks very easy for developers as compared to writing lengthy scripts in Windows PowerShell.